Hello, welcome to Soft Papers channel. My name is Mr. Godfrey M. I am an experienced teacher with Cambridge International Curricula. In this video, I'll be solving a science paper, Cambridge Secondary Checkpoint. This is paper 1 of October 2017. Total marks 45, you can see it right there. You need additional materials, a pencil, pen, a ruler. You need also a calculator. Always read the instructions first before you do any paper. You need also to show all your work in the booklet. Total mark here is 50 marks for the paper. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon below. This way you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Let's start. Question number 1. Chloroplasts are found in plant cells but not in animal cells. Other structures are found in both plants and animal cells. A. Complete the table by putting ticks and crosses in the correct column. Chloroplast has been done for you. Of course, the table here has got a column of structure found in plant cells, found in animal cells, and we have chloroplast there. We have chloroplast in plant cells and are not found in animal cells. What about cell membrane? Of course, we have cell membrane in both cells and plant cells and animal cells. We have cell wall in plant cells, but not in animal cells. Cytoplasm is found in both plant and animal cells. We do also have nucleus in both animal and plant cells. Vacuole is only found in plants, not in animal cells. That is straightforward. B. Explain why plants need chloroplasts. Plants need chloroplast to absorb energy. Of course, this energy in form of light from the sun, and this is what is required, or this is what is needed for photosynthesis as the plants make their food. So chloroplasts are to absorb light. Of course, light is a form of energy. Light energy needed for photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants make food. As plants make food. There we go. Question number 2. Look at the diagram. This diagram right here. It shows the materials that make up different parts of our car. We have exhaust pipes made from stainless steel. We have wheel hubs made of aluminium. Car body is made of mild steel. Electrical wire is made of copper. Bumper fender made from polymers. Rubbers tires are filled with air. Part A. Which two labeled parts of the car are made from non-metals? Of course, tires are made from rubber. Rubber is a non-metal. So tire, right there. A tire is made of a non-metal. And also, you can see bumper is made from polymers. Polymers are also non-metal. So we have a bumper right there. Part B. Which property of steel is useful for making the car body? Circle the correct answer. The correct answer is steel is strong. You don't need a car that has got a weak body. You don't need a car for sonorous is basically associated with sound. You don't need a magnetic car. Ductile is the ability of a metal to be drawn into wires. That's not necessary. What you need for a car body is material like steel that is strong. C. Part C. Which property of copper is useful for making the electrical wires? Circle the correct answer. The correct answer here is ductile. As I've said earlier on, ductile is the ability of a metal to be drawn into wires. Part D. What is an advantage of using stainless steel instead of iron? Of course, stainless steel does not rust. Iron does rust. So steel does not rust. Steel does not rust. But iron rusts. You don't want a car that is going to rust. The part E, the windows are made of glass because glass is transparent. What is meant by the word transparent? Transparent basically means less light through. Lets light through. Lets light through. Imagine having a windscreen that is not transparent. How will you drive in that kind of a car? Before we get to question 3, it's great you're watching this video, but remember, as always, I remind you in my other videos, you need to practice solving or working out these questions yourself. As I guide you, in that way you will be able to learn much faster and not able to forget. Remember, practice makes perfect. So you may get this same paper I'm solving right now from Solved Papers site, solvedpapers.co.uk. You can get these papers from this site, solvedpapers.co.uk. This is the site I'm talking about right here. This is the site I'm talking about, Solved Papers. Wonderful, resourceful site. Always kept reminding you if you've watched my other videos. Right now we are at Checkpoint Secondary Sciences, past papers. We are dealing with 2017 October paper 1. So 2017 October paper 1. This is the paper that you are dealing with. We have furthermore papers, as you can see right here, 2018, 2019, 2016. All of these papers are available for you to download. Of course, you need to click here to get them all in a zip folder right here. Of course, you can get papers 2019, 2018, 2017, all the way to 2015. Or you can get them all at once at a discount. Of course, we have 2019 April, 2019 October. You can get them all at a discount of $14, 14 pounds, sorry. If you need, of course, mathematics, science, and English, you can get them for 5 pounds right there. I would require you to ask your parent to help you with this. Get the papers and come over again here to continue with me as I solve this paper. So that as I solve, you also work in the paper, the question yourself, to confirm that you are at par with what we are doing. Great. Let's continue with number 3. Yuri uses a flashlight, as you can see right there. The diagram has got a flashlight, which is a torch. Of course, the light from the torch is falling on our yellow paper. Then, of course, it's be reflected. Then comes to a green filter. Complete the sentences. Choose from the following words you can use each word once, more than once, or you may not use it at all. We have got black, we have got blue, we have got green, red, and white. The light from the flashlight contains three primary colors, of course, red, green, and blue. When these three primary colors are added together, it makes a white light. Red plus blue, red plus blue plus green will give us white light. Remember, we are talking about colors of light. We are not talking of pigment colors, the colors that are used for art or for drawing. Those are not the same colors that we are talking about. We are talking about the colors of light. This light contains red light, green light, and blue. There. Yellow paper reflects the red light and the green. Of course, you know that red plus green gives us a secondary color by the word yellow. So yellow is a secondary color. Green filter only transmits the green light. Green filter will only allow the green light to go through. It will block the red light. Okay, you can see this is red light here. It has been blocked. This is green. It has gone through. This is green. So green filter will only allow green, but it will block red light, as you can see right there. This is red. Very well. Question number 4. The diagram shows a simple food web. It contains three food chains. Letters A, B, C, and D are the 4 different organisms making up these food chains. Which organism is a producer? Which organism is a producer? You can see a producer is an organism that makes its own food. Therefore, D is the producer because both B and C are feeding on D, and then C is being fed by air. So D is not feeding from any, and therefore it is the producer right there. B, part B, which organism is both a primary and a secondary consumer? Primary and secondary consumer, right? It consumes a producer and another organism that is not a producer. Therefore, that organism is B. You can see B. B is feeding both on D and C. B is feeding on D, which is a producer, but C is feeding on D also, which is a producer. Consequently, B is also feasting on C. So it is both a primary and a secondary consumer. Part C, what do the arrows in a food web chain show? They show direction. They show the direction of the transfer of energy. They show the direction of the transfer of energy. When B feeds on D, then it is gaining energy. You take food to be energized. Without food, you don't have any source of energy. And there we are. Question number 5. Before we tackle question number 5, I'd like to welcome you to my online classes. I do have online classes. I teach students online one-on-one on this site called spacademy.co.uk. I'll be very grateful if you join me. This my online classes. I guarantee you will discover a great opportunity of getting outstanding grades. Most of my students are happy. They achieved grades that they are pleased with. This is the site I'm talking about, Soft Papers Academy. We call it SP Academy. It's a very resourceful site. You will find that we have a tutor guide and student guides. I would like you to get some time and check on the tutor guide. Click here for a step-by-step guide for student dashboard functionalities. When you create an account, you'll be having your own dashboard, and from your own dashboard, then you can book a lesson which you can do together. You may also watch this video to get familiar with how our online live classes work. We are not using Zoom. We are using another very wonderful program. In this site, you find that we have popular courses like ICT, mathematics, physics, biology, and chemistry, and we are getting more as the demand comes in. You find that you can also have a look at our reviews here. Our students are making very good comments for us. So I've told you my name is Godfrey M. You can locate me from there. You notice that we are teaching students from all over the world. Okay, from Dubai, UK, all the way to US. Of course, we teach all the way from checkpoint to A-level. So this is a serious site. I need you to come here to log in and sign up, create your own account to access your own dashboard. Then of course, once you do that, then you can always be logging in from the same site. You'll be able from the site to find tutors for other subjects. You can visit this page to see the tutors that we have and book a lesson with them. It's great. Support us as we help you guys in your academic prowess. Well, should mention that for one student, if you come to my online classes, if you want one-on-one, my charges are basically £35, very cheap. But if you come with your 3 other friends of yours, so that you are 4 students, then I discount that to £25. This is per hour. This is £35 per hour. So try me, and I'm sure you will like my style, and it will be my pleasure to help you get to your good grades. Wonderful. Hope I will be seeing you in my classes shortly. Encourage me by signing up. Let's continue with question number 5. Chen investigates the reaction of acids and metals. He puts hydrochloric acid into 4 test tubes. As you can see the 4 test tubes down here. Chen then adds a different metal powder to each tube. The diagram shows his results. In tube 1, there are around 6 bubbles. So it means that hydrochloric acid is reactive with the metal powder. Of course, he's got 10 centimeters of hydrochloric acid and 1 gram of the metal powder. There's no bubbles in table 2, so means that the metal in there is not reactive with hydrochloric acid. More bubbles in tube 3 means the metal powder here is a little bit more reactive than the metal powder in tube 1. Then we have only 3 bubbles in tube 4, meaning that it's less reactive, the powder with hydrochloric acid. Let's go to next. Chen counts the bubbles formed in the reaction and records his results in the table. course, we are told to, let me bring down here, we are told, part A, Chen has missed one of the headings in the table. Complete the table by writing the missing heading. So we have a tube, we have a name of metal, and this should be number of bubbles. Number of bubbles. Because, of course, Chen is, this is bubbles. Chen is counting the bubbles and, of course, recording them in the table. So that was missing. This number. So part B, Chen has not recorded the results of zinc. Complete the table by writing the results of zinc. Come back to this table here. To this, you can see iron is 6 bubbles, so this must be iron right there. Copper has got 0 bubbles, so this must be copper. And then, of course, tin has got 3 bubbles, so this must be tin. Therefore, this must be zinc. How many bubbles can you see for zinc? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I am seeing 14 bubbles there for zinc. So zinc has got 14 bubbles. Okay, so that was Chen with the bubbles experiment. C, write down the metals in order of reactivity. Start with the most reactive to the least reactive. The metal that has got the most bubbles is the most reactive. The one that has got no bubbles is the least reactive. So zinc tops there, followed by iron, which has got 6 bubbles. We have tin with 3 bubbles. Copper has no bubbles at all. So that's the reactivity. Bubbles, part D. Bubbles are made of gas. What is the name of the gas that forms when metals react with acids? That gas is called hydrogen. We have that gas called hydrogen gas. For example, if zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid, the products, of course, this is hydrochloric acid. The products are zinc chloride. This is zinc chloride, which is a salt, plus hydrogen gas. So the gas that is formed when metals react with acids is hydrogen. E, Chen uses hydrochloric acid in his investigation. What is the name of the salt formed when zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid? I've already indicated to you the salt here is called zinc chloride. It's called zinc chloride salt. Talk about salt. It's called zinc chloride salt. Okay. That's done. Number 6. Angelic investigates heat transfer. She heats a metal rod. The metal rod has a pin attached with wax. This is wax and the metal pin right there. Of course, the metal rod heat is on one end. When the end of the metal rod is hot, the wax melts and the pin falls. What type of heat transfer is Angelic investigating? This is called conduction. We have got 3 types of heat transfers: conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction takes place in metals. Convection takes place in liquids and gases. Radiation takes place even through vacuum. Angelic repeats the investigation with rods made of different metals. The pin falls after a different amount of time. Why do the pin fall after a different amount of time? Of course, the rate of conduction of heat through given different metals is not the same. So you can say that some metals are better conductors than others. So some metals are better conductors, than others. So heat transfer is faster in those metals. And so the pin, of course, will fall faster in those metals. While in those metals where the heat transfer is not that much faster, then it would take a longer period of time. It would take a longer amount of time for the pin to, for the heat transfer from the transfer through the metal to where the pin is attached before the pin falls. So the better the conductor, the faster the pin falls. The poorer the conductor, the longer time it takes for the pin to fall. Jellic draws a picture of the atoms inside one of the metal rods. The atoms in the metal rod is right there. Describe how the heat is transferred to the other end of the metal rod. Use a Jellic's drawing to help you. So energy is passed from one atom to another when the atoms vibrate. So the atoms that are close to the heat will gain or will absorb more heat, vibrate more, and pass that vibration to the atoms that are next, and that will keep on be propagated until the heat gets to the other end of the metal. So energy is passed from one atom to the other, from one atom to another, by the vibration. The vibrations of the atoms. So when the atoms vibrate, that is good enough to pass energy from one atom to the other. And of course, this will continue until all the atoms are vibrating along the metal rod. That will pass the heat from one atom to the other. Question number 7. Look at the diagram of an atom of nitrogen. Of course, you have the nucleus there. You have electrons around the nucleus and 2 orbits. The inner orbit has got 2 electrons. The outer orbit has got 5 electrons, as you can see. Protons are not shown on the diagram. How many protons are in a nitrogen atom? Of course, we know that the number of protons in an atom, the nucleus of an atom, is equal to the number of electrons. Okay, we have 2 electrons in the inner orbit and 5, so that makes 7. So we have 7 protons. So, we have 7 electrons, and therefore 7 protons. B. Which group of the periodic table does nitrogen belong? Of course, the electrons in the outer orbit are called valence electrons, and they help us to know which group. So this outer orbit has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 electrons. So nitrogen belongs to group 5. Group 5 of the periodic table. Then write down the chemical symbol for nitrogen. Nitrogen is N. Remember, the number of electrons in an atom are always equal to the number of protons. That's why you say the protons are equal to electrons in an atom. But of course, when an atom loses electron, it becomes a positively charged ion. When an atom gains electrons, it becomes a negatively charged ion. An atom is neutral. Question 8. Plants absorb mineral salts from the soil. Circle the cell that plants use to absorb mineral salts. Okay, the cell is this one. Just a minute. This is the cell right there. Which other substance must plants absorb from the soil? Definitely plants will need water. When plants don't have water, they're not able to make their food during photosynthesis. Part C, 3 identical plants A, B, and C are grown in different conditions. Plant A is in an ideal condition. Plant B is in identical condition to plant A, but without magnesium. Plant C in identical condition to plant A, but without phosphate. Describe the effects of phosphate on plants' growth. Of course, you can see plant C does not have got enough roots. The root development in C is not as good. It's not as good as in the root development in both A and C. So phosphate is required for root development. So phosphate, describe the effect of phosphate in plants. Phosphates increases the root growth, of course. And also you can see that C does not have fruits, like you can see in both B and A. Therefore, phosphorus also is required for fruit growth. Explain how you can tell from the diagram. Okay. When you look at the diagram, C does not have fruits, and the roots are underdeveloped. So fruit and root growth only present in A and B. Only present in A and B when phosphate is available. Because A and B, their phosphate is present when phosphate is present. Lastly, part 2, the plant growth without magnesium has yellow leaves. Suggest why. Magnesium is needed to make chlorophyll. That's it. When magnesium is missing, the leaves become yellow. Of course, we know that the leaves of a tree should be green in an ideal condition. So without magnesium, we are told the leaves are yellow, and basically this means that magnesium is needed to make chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what is responsible for the green matter of leaves. So chlorophyll. Question number 9. Gabriela investigates the air content of different soil. The diagram shows the apparatus she uses: 100 centimeters cubed of water, soil, and of course, soil with water. She puts 100 centimeters cubed of soil in the measuring cylinder. You can see this is the soil is at 100 centimeters cubed there. Gabriela adds 100 centimeters cubed of water to the soil. She then records the total volume of soil and water in the measuring cylinder. Part M, the diagram below shows the total volume of soil and water for soil A. Okay. Complete the table to show the total volume of soil A and water. The total volume of soil and water for soil A. Okay. So you can see the reading on the measuring cylinder here, which is showing the total volume of soil and water of soil A is ready at 160. That's straightforward. B, the water fills the air spaces in the soil. The more air space, the lower the total volume of soil and water. Which soil has the most air which soil has the most air spaces? Choose A, B, C, or D. Let's go back here. Choose. So, which soil has the most air space? The soil that has got the most air space is the one which has got the lowest volume, which happens to be C. So, airspace takes in more water. So, the total volume is supposed to be less. So, among all these volumes, C has got the least volume, and that is our answer right here. So, C. Of course, remember, airspace takes in more water. Take in more water. And when that happens, therefore the total volume is lower. Or I can write least. The total volume is least. Part 2. Clay soils are made of closely packed particles. Clay soil are made of closely packed particles. The airspace are very small. Which soil is clay? Of course, clay is D. I can take you back to the table here. D has got the greatest total volume of soil and water, meaning only little amount of water occupied the air spaces. Therefore, the volume is great in D. Clay is one type of soil. Circle one other type of soil. The other type of soil is peat. Fossils are not soils. Fossils are living organisms that have decayed under high pressure. Igneous and rocky, these are rocks. So soil here is peat. Gabriela also wants to investigate the acidity of each soil. Which scale is used to measure the acidity of soils? We usually use a pH scale. Wonderful. Question 10. Blessy has some cubes of materials. She wants to calculate the density of one of these cubes. Blessy needs to measure two physical quantities. One of these is mass of the tube. Part A, which describe how she finds the mass of the cube. How does she find the mass of the cube? Of course, mass is obtained by using a balance. therefore, or beam balance. So she's going to use the same. She uses beam balance. We have different type of balance. I can go for electronic balance or a beam balance, whichever is available for you is going to be useful. Don't write weigh scale. You don't find mass using a weigh scale. This is not right. A weigh scale is supposed to be used to measure weight, as the word suggests. Part B, what is the other physical quantity that Blessing needs to find? She needs to find the volume of the cube. The volume of the cube. Remember, density is what she needs to find. Density is calculated from mass divided by volume. So she has gotten mass here, and then of course now she needs volume. How does she find this physical quantity? This is a cube, right? Cube is a regular solid. So she needs to measure the height, the width, and the breadth of the cube, and then use the equation volume is equals to. So she needs to measure. She needs to measure the sides of the cube. She needs to measure the sides of the cube. Using a ruler. Okay, then use the equation. Volume is equals to length times width times height. Question 11. Rabbits are herbivorous and are adapted to survive in their environment. They live in grassy places and make nests in underground tunnels. There's a rabbit there. There's a fox. Fox feeds on rabbits. Of course, this is the nest. This is the rabbit. Okay. Look at the diagram. The rabbits are able to detect the presence of predators such as foxes. Write down one way shown in the picture in which rabbits are good at detecting predators. Okay. You can see the eyes of the rabbit. This one's here. The eyes on the rabbits are on the sides of the head for all-round vision. So that's they see them. So they have large eyes at the sides of the head, the side of head for all round vision, to have a 360 degrees vision. Okay, you can see up, down, left, south, back, forward, all round vision. Rabbits make their nests in underground tunnels. Suggest 2 reasons. One reason, they shelter from wind and rain. The nest shelter the rabbits from wind and rain. And secondly, it is in this nest where they rear or they bring up their young ones. they rear young ones safely, of course, out of sight of their predators. Question 12. Question 12. Class 9 have quiz about current and voltage. Their teacher gives them 4 questions only. Answer the questions on the quiz. The quiz is here. What equipment is used to measure current? The instrument is an ammeter. An ammeter is used to measure current. What equipment is used to measure voltage? We call it a voltmeter. What is the unit of current? The unit of current is called an ampere. It's called ampere. Usually write it as capital or uppercase A. What is the unit of voltage? We use volt as the unit of voltage, capital V. Great, guys, that is the end of this paper. As I've told you, you need to practice working out this question yourself. Visit the site I've given you, solvedpapers.co.uk. Ask your parents to get you the papers. Make sure you practice as much as you can, and that will be quite useful. I also say that you can join me in my online classes. Join me in my online classes. I do online classes. Of course, I'll tuition you if you come. I say that you can visit me at spacademy.co.uk. You register, then you can book a lesson with me. My name again is Mr. Godfrey M. Mr. Godfrey M. So this is the end of this paper. I hope to see you when you come around in my online classes. So till then, let's see you in my other videos. Cheers and bye.